Welcome back to WCW 2000. This is Spike Piledriver, Total Extreme Wrestling 9. My name is Anders, and it's the WCW 2000 save. It's Monday Nitro, obviously, because it's a Monday, and that's Nitro. So we're going through. This is the save where we are basically rebooking the year 2000 as if I am Vince Russo. Now, in the past, and for most previous episodes, we've used a spreadsheet where we've gone to, generated a random idea, and then rewritten the show. Now, a lot of the feedback over recent weeks and episodes has been that I'm already booking like a complete crazy madman who just makes things up on the fly anyway, so the spreadsheet is kind of a crutch that we don't need. So we're going to try a few weeks to see if we can just book chaos without it. And I think I've done a very good job of that so far. So it's now the 22nd of May 2000. Make sure if you are liking this episode, this series, this channel, subscribe to it. That's the only way we'll grow, and this will push more viewers, more videos out to more viewers, something like that. Like the video, comment your favourite part about Nitro or the series as a whole, and if you've got wacky ideas that we could do, throw them in as well. I'll say yes to anything, basically. I'm Vince Russo. Why not, bro? It's just a swerve. So yeah, do that. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all of those other things. Excellent. Let's go do Nitro. It's 22nd of May 2000. We're just a few days removed from our trip to Germany for Millennium Final, which you can find on the channel here. That video was on Thursday because that's when the show was. So go watch that out. We're only a couple of weeks away from the Great American Bash as well, and this Nitro is going to very much frame the bulk of the Great American Bash. Well, the main event. 2 matches at least, not the whole card, because most of that will be decided on the day. So let's go straight into things. It's Nitro. I'm Anders. Let's run this. It's in the Christian Berry Fieldhouse in Georgia, apparently. And we start the show with Sting in the ring. He calls out Ric Flair for a face-to-face. Now, obviously, you remember that Sting was turned on by Flair last week, last year, last month. All of the above. Every time he sees him, he turns on him. But yes, so Sting was turned on Flair quite recently. He knows that Flair has surrounded himself with a group of killers because that's just what the Nature Boy always does. Everyone else does the hard work for him. But Sting has decided that he is going to do the same thing. He wants it all to come to a head at the Great American Bash because he challenges Flair to a War Games match. The match beyond. War Games. It's where Great American Bash, that's where it all began for War Games. So Sting wants it to go there again. The Nature Boy arrives, and he tries to talk Sting around and offers to settle things in one-on-one or anything, but Sting questions whether Flair has the balls to step inside this hellacious evil structure once again, and this kind of baits Flair into accepting, and the Revolution will take on Sting's Squadron, which is not an official name, but that's what it was back at WrestleWar 92, I want to say. Inside War Games at the Great American Bash, and this is a great start to the show. The crowd loved it. It's a 70 rating to start the show. Of course it was, because it's got a Flair promo in it. Sting only got 56, but Flair got 76. Strong shot start, not short. Well, perhaps later in the show we'll have a strong shot, but it's a good start to the show tonight. So move on. We head backstage to see randomly Lash LaRue arriving at the arena. Just as he steps inside, Mike Awesome blindsides him and attacks him and starts beating him up backstage. Lash begins somewhat of a fight back, and the commentators talk about how this is a hardcore title match that's getting away right now, and they brawl towards the ring, and we go into our contest. It's a 47, not too bad. We're building Lash up, obviously. If you've been watching the series, he's one of our projects to try and get a little bit more over, and it's worked. But he does not beat Mike Awesome for the hardcore title, because why would he? Awesome Bomb gets the job done. Defense number 5 of the hardcore title for Mike Awesome. 37, bit poor, who cares? Awesome wins. Revolution continues their momentum and streak. Lash, thanks for coming. Next up, we head backstage. Eric Bischoff announces that War Games is official. The Great American Bash. 5 on 5. 5 members of Ric Flair's Revolution will take on Sting, and 4 partners of his choosing. I don't know why, but Bischoff tanks ratings. 33. And he improvised well. Don't know why. Got good stats. Got good overness. Whatever. We then see Scott Hall, who has tasted the world title, and now he wants to drink that again. He challenges Kevin Nash to a rematch at the Great American Bash. He'll even add Sid Vicious to the match and make it a triple threat if that's what it will take. He knows that Nash won't fight a clean fight anyway, so why not make it official? Because that's where it'll end up. It'll be 2-on-1, so why not give it a chance at a triple threat? Gets a 54, and we'll see whether Nash has an answer for him later in the night. We move on to Jeff Jarrett with, for some reason, Barry Darsow and Bill Eadie, because why not? Apparently he's not scheduled, and the commentators are wondering why he's appearing. He's fed up, though, with being forgotten. He's the chosen one, damn it! And this should be his show, his year. He should be the world champion, all of that. Instead, he's having to walk to the ring when nobody's looking, or when everybody's looking the other way, in order to get some airtime. He tells Bischoff, or whoever it is that's in charge this week backstage, to send some jobber out so he can kick their ass. And it gets a 29. Which may be why we aren't pushing Jarrett, because that's terrible. In ring, though, he beats Christian York in 3 minutes and gets the stroke, and it's a really good one. So Christian York can job, and Jarrett can do what Jarrett needs to do. Gets a 46 for the match rating, which is so much better than his promo, but don't worry, we'll give him another bit of promo time now, and it still gets the 39. So great. He grabs a microphone, and his hijacking of the show continues, and he demands 2 more jobbers get sent out, so Darso and Edie can demolish them, because of Demolition, obviously. So we're going to have another match right now, as Demolition, don't call them that, defeat Future Vision, which is James Storm and AJ Styles. Darso, with a barely legal, whatever that is, sounds dodgy, gets the victory. And this, I don't know where I'm going with this, just throwing a couple of random old blokes to Jeff Jarrett and seeing how we get on. 24, not great. Not great at all, but never mind. Got some young guys on the card, though. There we go. Moving on. Lex Luger. He's backstage with Sting, who's begun building his team for War Games. And despite Luger demanding that we do this without a script, he cocks it up even though it's pre-taped. We see backstage sometime best friend Lex Luger is now the first man on Sting's team. Gets the 35. Okay, that's good. No, it's not. We then go to the Revolution War Room as Ric Flair and Shane Douglas are discussing plans for War Games. Franchise isn't initially pleased, but he's willing to trust in Flair's judgment that it will actually be a good decision for the Revolution to fight in the hellacious War Games match. The pair then discuss the technical ability and teamwork of Saturn and Malenko, the pure, unadulterated violence of Mike Awesome, and then the speed and unique offense of Billy Kidman. And which of the 6 men will miss out? Not sure, but no answers revealed yet. I'm sure they'll eventually have 5 men. Maybe we'll injure one of them just to make it sure who is who. I'm not sure which one's going to miss out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who out of the Revolution should miss out? Or which 5 men should be the 5 men? Maybe that's a better question. Let me know. Moving on, 61 by the way. Shane Helms then faces Curt Hennig and wins by submission randomly in 5 minutes, and this gets a 54. The push for Shane Helms continues, and obviously Curt Hennig can still go in the ring because this is a really good match. 54, nicely done. I'm proud of this booking decision. Crowd very hot still, somehow, not sure. Backstage, Sting is with DDP as he continues to build his team. He asks if DDP will join him, and Page agrees if he can get medically cleared in time, as he still has broken ribs. I don't know whether he's going to... I can't recall the date of when his injury is, and I could have looked, but I decided not to, because that's against the spirit of being WCW in the year 2000. I'm going to book Page, and then when it comes to the day of the show, if he's not clear, I'll put in an angle and someone will replace him. Probably. I might forget to do that. Who knows? 45 though? Okay, moving on. We get a video, you know the drill by now. Goldberg, he's coming back soon, and he wants to know who is next. This gets to 79, because of course it does. Everybody loves Goldberg. He's our only chance at saving this promotion. Thank you. Sting is then backstage with Vampiro, and he lines up the US champion, in case you've forgotten. Vampiro is the US champion, to join his team, and he now has 4 of the 5 men needed for War Games. 38, not great. In the ring, though, Terry Funk and Roddy Piper face Booker T and Chris Kanyon. This is continuing, I think it was last week, might have been the week before. Booker T and Terry Funk had a little bit of a rivalry, but Booker gets the victory over Piper, who's injured, and is leaving soon. And it's just kind of a bit of a throwaway match. Not even got an angle around it. Just crack on. Yeah. Booker wins. 52 for the match. Not bad, everyone. Decent-ish rating, to be honest. So, can't really complain. This is kind of just a bit of a nothing tag team match in the middle of the card. Sting Squadron, not necessarily named that way. Oh, with Mean Gene, and this is slightly better. We've seen him gather his team throughout the night, and now Luger and Vampiro have got a tag team match, a warm-up match of sorts against the World Tag Team Champions. The titles will be on the line. Up next, so any ideas who the final man will be? Sting, well, he's coy, and he doesn't know, and doesn't tell us. But we may find, he alludes to the fact we may find out later on. Or all will be revealed. Maybe it's later tonight, maybe it's next week. Who knows? Everyone enjoyed performing with that script and did well. So that was good. 46. Still terrible, though. We then get that said tag team match as Vampiro and Luger defeat the Revolution by disqualification. So the titles do not change hands when Mike Awesome runs in and attacks Lex Luger. Gets a 49. Could have expected a little bit better, to be honest. But still, it's okay. Crowd, very hot still, not sure why. We then try and dampen the crowd by bringing out Alex Wright to talk to Mean Gene. He talks about how close he came to realising his dream last week at Millennium Final, and now he's going back to the drawing board as he looks to climb the ranks of WCW once again. He's sad, he's disappointed, he didn't get the job done, he didn't become WCW champion despite winning a Battle Royal. Kevin Nash beat him, so we move on. We'll do something new with Alex Wright next week, probably, because, well, he just seems to be our go-to for doing random stuff with. 27, okay. We then see, I forgot to put a description. In an average 3-minute pre-taped angle that took place backstage, we saw Rey Mysterio selling an injury. No, okay, right. What I should have said here was Rey was just found again backstage, beaten up. The second, no, he was beaten up on Thursday. So the second show in a row, Rey's been beaten up backstage. Don't know who's going to be the perpetrator, but he's been beaten up again. So there we go. I wrote this angle honest. 51. Move on. Backstage, no, ahead of tonight's main event, not backstage, in the ring. WCW champion Kevin Nash, teasing a face turn. He's not turning face. I probably ought to end that now. Still haven't. He accepts the challenge from former partner Scott Hall. Big Sexy claims that Hall has lost the plot if he wants Sid legally involved as well. He's more than happy to accept the challenge on those terms, so why not? Sid and Nash are on the same page. The Hall doesn't stand a chance to win back that WCW title. 8 days are all that Hall ever had in him anyway. That's alluding to the fact his title reign lasted 8 days. So maybe there's a double entendre there about sobriety or something. We'll throw that in there, why not? But yeah, 58, thanks Nash. Still not turning your face. Main event time is a doozy. And the fans are still getting increasingly bored at the foreshadowing of a Nash turn. Hall and Flair both penalised due to poor form. But we go to a draw as Hall and Sting face off against Nash and Flair, descended into chaos after Douglas, Luger, Sid Vicious all became involved. It got a 67 though, which kept the crowd lovely and hot. And then in the main, after the match, in the promo spot, I forgot to write this one out as well. Oh, I am not very good at this. Right, let's try this. Okay, right. So, we had the Revolution and Sting's Squadron all in the ring fighting, including Kidman, Malenko, Saturn, Awesome, Savage, Shane Douglas, Ric Flair. They were fighting against Sting, Vampiro, Luger, Page. Then we had Nash, Hall, Sid, all involved, all brawling. And then at the very end of things, Bill Goldberg appeared at the top of the ramp and just stared down to the ring, snarling. Who's next? Not sure. Probably Goldberg. Maybe Goldberg is the fifth man. Maybe he's just here to say hello. Who knows? I was expecting the Goldberg part of the segment to get a higher rating than 61, honestly. But there he is. I forgot to write this one out. Sorry. I hope that didn't spoil the ending. But he got a 52, which is disappointing. But Goldberg is back. And he's in the ring next week, maybe. Maybe not wrestling. Maybe just spearing someone. But he's here. Goldberg has returned. Goldberg! Go subscribe for Goldberg. I mean, this is quite good timing because I'm pretty sure Saturday night's main event was a couple of days ago. I don't know. I watched All In instead. But Goldberg was there doing something timely. I'm going to put him on the thumbnail as well, so why not? Subscribe. Goldberg's back. Finished the show, and he got a 65, which is good, I think. Surprisingly. 65 is actually quite surprising. I mean, that's because the main event got a cracking score of 67, and there's a Goldberg hype video as well. Finished the show, finance-wise. It doesn't matter, we're losing so much money overall, it's ridiculous. Popularity, though, we've not lost... Look at that! We've not lost popularity in regions. We've even gone up somewhere. That's some good stuff. That is good stuff. Right, to recap. War Games, Triple Threat, and Goldberg. They're the three takeaways for tonight's show. Scott Hall doesn't like Barry Darso. Good, well, okay. Didn't ask you to. Nitro does stuff. I've still got Nitro on pay-per-view. Probably ought to stop that. I think it's on pay-per-view in Japan. Let's just get rid of it. Yeah. Probably got to get rid of that. Anyway, Nitro is in the books, and that, compared to the week before, is better. Compared to Millennium Final, is better as well. In fact, when was the last time we got... Slamboree was better. Nitro before it was good. That Nitro there got 70. We're still nowhere near that at the moment. But 65 is a good Nitro. Good Nitro indeed. Goldberg's back. Let's see when he's officially back. He's officially back in 6 days. So he'll be back for... He'll be allowed to be in the ring on the next Nitro. Looks like Diamond Dallas Page will not be back. Oh, we will be back. Great American Bash isn't it for another 19 days. For some reason, I thought it was in 12. So maybe I ought to have not rushed through the reveal of the team in 1 week. But maybe I should have done, because ratings. That's why. Everyone pretty much will be back for Great American Bash, so that's good. Apart from Bret Hart. He'll be back in 2005. This save will not last to 2005. Right, let's have a quick recap of where we are. We've got Kevin Nash as World Champion. US Champions Vampiro, not that you'd know it. Tag Champs are the Revolution again. Malenko and Saturn. Cruiserweight Champ, Revolution Kidman. Hardcore Champ, Revolution, Mike Awesome. Let's quickly, whilst we're here, we might as well have a look at the WWF. Because, well, we haven't in a while. The WWF Champion is still the Big Show, somehow. He's still here. I think we had Judgment Day not long ago. We'll check that out as well. Intercontinental Champion is Kurt Angle now. He beat Vince McMahon at WrestleMania. I think we covered that in the past, but there we go. Tag Champs, Edge and Christian. They've been champs since WrestleMania. Our European Champ is Davey Boy Smith, of course. Won it randomly on a SmackDown. Hardcore Champ is Val Venus. He won that at Judgment Day. Beat Taz. And then what else have we got? Light Heavyweight Champion is X-Pac. He beat Flash Funk, who beat Eddie Guerrero. And I think the women's title is still held by Stephanie McMahon. Because, and we've covered, I don't think we've got to the King of the Ring yet. No, we haven't. So there we go. That's EWWF. What about ECW, who are in debt, actually? Let's have a look. World Champion is the Sandman. He beat Mike Awesome. And has done nothing with it since. Tag Champs are Tanaka and Lynn, and TV Champion is Tanaka. So there we go. Masato Tanaka, Jerry Lynn, and the Sandman are their champions. Wonderful. Okay, I've got nothing else to add. Thank you for watching. We've got loads of debt. We'll be back for next week's Nitro, and we've got the Great American Bash coming up soon. Once again, thank you for those who are watching, subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing. Thank you to those who are members over on Patreon. Your support is fantastically appreciated. If you'd like to join them by becoming a member on Patreon, the link is in the description. That's all I can say. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you on Nitro next Monday, and we'll also be back with Local to Global throughout the rest of the week. Thanks again. My name's Anders, and I'll catch you for Nitro next week.